B-Bad and Brandon.
I'm doing fantastic. Just finished BJJ clinic over here at the gym. That's the logo of the gym.
Is that your
Octavio.
gym, bro? You're at today?
No, it's not my gym. No, it's not my gym. It's in 2012 I became the head coach over here in Dallas.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
And until 2016 and a half.
Yep.
No, actually 2017.
Yep.
Right.
Then Rafael Lange, I don't know if you guys remember Rafael Lange that we went to visit in Australia.
Yeah, I remember him. Yep.
Right? So he came over here. Now Rafael Lange, he's the head coach
Yep.
at Octavio. I'm just a freelance global consultant.
I
In
like
other
that,
words,
bro.
I'm the most busy vagabond.
Oh, bro, man. Now, Octavio, man, this is my good friend Brando, the other half of the podcast.
Nice to meet you.
Great
Yeah.
to meet you, my friend.
I'll be
Nice.
telling him all sorts of good stuff and Jonny some things that you've done, bro.
Very excited to have you on, mate. It's an honor.
Pleasure is absolutely mine. I too.
Now, man, we
You
normally.
guys be able to listen?
Sorry, bro.
You guys be able to listen me very well?
Yeah,
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 perfect.
we've got you, bro.
Good.
It's night time
Because
for you
I
over
got
there,
some
right?
people that see in the gym.
It's night time for you over there.
What time is for me?
Yep.
I mean, first of all, I'm not on Friday. I mean Thursday. You guys
Yeah.
talk with the past.
Yep.
Okay, it's exactly 8:17, 8:18 now, kind
Yep.
of like that. 8 p.m.
Yep.
Yeah, right.
In the
almost
past.
8:20.
Well, I can
And
tell
then
you the
in the
future is
past,
good,
and I
bro.
talk with the future.
Yeah.
I talk in the future with you guys. So, how is the future? How is Friday? I want to know,
Man,
how's
Friday
gonna
is
be my
good,
Friday
bro.
tomorrow.
Friday is good. The weather is nice. The birds are chirping. Man, everything is nice. Yeah,
It's a bit chilly.
it's a little cool. But other than that,
Fantastic.
we're okay.
Love it.
Bro, mate, we like to
Good.
start everything off with one question, and then it just
Please.
goes anywhere after that. And the question is 21 words, who you are and what you do.
You said, sorry, in 20 words.
21
what I
words,
do,
who you are and what do
21
you
words.
Mm.
So let's start for what I do. I'm a global consultant in the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, doing training in the past of 35 years, being a black belt in the past of 25 years, and have the pleasure to share my insight, my point of view globally, around the globe. And right now I'm in Dallas, Texas. That's my US home base. Besides, I have in Europe in my base, it's the Dolomites, north of Italy, Bolzano. What is my daughter, and she's my life.
Yep.
She's 11 years old and she lives there.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Sorry, I didn't count the words, so I don't know
That's
if it was
fine.
21.
I think we got
I'm sorry.
24. You just snuck it in, bro. Just snuck it in. Man, if you were to look back to a young Octavio just starting out jiu-jitsu, could you believe you'd be here doing this today?
No, absolutely not. I think no one be able to really say that when I started was 1988, 1987. In fact, at the moment that we start, no one be able to see like the future, like in 2021.
Yep.
I'm gonna do a podcast to Australia. By the way, that's the second podcast. My first one I did like 2 weeks ago with Eduardo.
Yep.
To Australia again.
Yeah.
And absolutely that it's the side effect in a good way of the expansion of the jiu-jitsu as art.
Yep.
It's literally in all continents in this world. It's sometimes unbelievable that in these such small towns that you always gonna find a certain format of grappling that's based in jiu-jitsu, be teaching, getting together, try to learning. It's all over. It's all over. It's all over the world.
That's unreal. Bro. And
I
do you
bet
remember-
that you can fight in the desert, in the
Yep.
Australia desert. You can fight some jiu-jitsu there.
you find some everywhere. Now, how did it all start for you, bro? Back in 1988, what drew you to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? I mean, obviously, it was very popular and everyone was doing it probably there back home.
No, in fact, the start first was not a Brazilian jiu-jitsu, was just a jiu-jitsu, was in Brazil. So in
Yeah.
Brazil, nobody called Brazilian jiu-jitsu, right? That's one of the first aspects. And the other aspect wasn't that popular.
Yep.
Was like the Graces over there, initiating in Rio de Janeiro. I'm born and raised in Ipanema,
Yep.
like very close to the beach. So already growing up, and they heard about, look at those guys over there on the beach, the Grace, man, don't mess around with them. They're good. They can defend themselves very well. They can handle themselves very well. And then growing up like on the beach in a very good active lifestyle,
Yep.
you started, see they're happy. They're like was completely regular people.
Yep.
At the time, that was so many people was influenced by Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone in the good way. Everyone tried to be very big, strong, and they
Yep.
are very normal.
Yep.
And the ones that, let's put it away, the voices over there was the most heard.
Yep.
Then the other ones, they're big, strong guys from the gym,
Yep.
So it's not that much popular. But then, little by little, started becoming popular until the visionary of Rorion Gracie,
Yep.
initiated the first UFC, the Ultimate Fighting Championship in 1993.
Yep.
And then Royce was able to demonstrate the efficiency of the jiu-jitsu that when you go into the ground,
Yep.
just because the simple aspect of gravity,
Yep.
big chance that you can go to the ground.
Yep.
And
It's over.
And one of the phrases that Rigo Machado says, like, hey, going to the ground with someone that doesn't know how to move the body on the ground, it's like being in the water with sharks, but you don't know how to swim.
I love that quote. It couldn't be any more true.
That's not my phrase. That I have to give the credit to Rigo Machado. He usually says that,
Yeah. I think
Jiu-jitsu is like, man, if you don't know, it's like, I'm in the shark, you in my water, but you don't know how to swim.
Yeah. You're gonna get eaten alive. It would have been
Yes.
man. What was training like as a kid growing up there, back home there?
Yeah, I was not a much a kid because when I started, I was already like my first approach, my glimpse, quite like appetizer, was in the high school, was 15 to 16 years old, was in the judo.
Oh wow.
Being taught like high school program, being taught by, his name is Marcos Vinicius, that back at that time was black belt in judo, but he was a blue belt in jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
And Marcos Vinicius is a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, was very fascinated with the ground, so we did a little bit stand up, and then we went to the ground immediately to do the newaza, the judo. So as the vacation, summer vacation coming up, then I'd like to continue. I was fortunately Romero Jacaré Cavalcante, that's my master, the Grand Master of Alliance.
Yep.
His first gym was like about a kilometer, 1 kilometer away from my home. So I was able to go there, and it be the little fish, small fish with the big guys over there, because most of them was adults. I was like 16.
Yep.
So being smashed, and being smashed, and being smashed.
That sounds about right for pretty much everyone's start to jiu-jitsu, I think.
Right. Exactly.
That's part of the growing journey. And I was reading a little bit about you as well. You did a bit of competing as well when you first started off?
Yeah, I competed.
Yep.
I competed as a white belt. Was one of the first tournaments over there as a white belt. Then they stopped doing some tournaments on the white belts. Then later on, the long road, they reinitiated the white belt standard. I compete as a white belt, as a blue belt, as a purple, as a brown, as a black belt. I never competed as a juvenile. I always compete already. No, my first tournament I competed as a juvenile, like 17 years, be a blue belt, be a white belt. Then the year that I became 18, then I was already competing like in the adult as a blue belt.
Yep.
And then I compete as a master over 30.
Oh, nice.
And 40 as well. And now I'm about to turn 50.
Yep.
And then I look to come back in a little competition. One of my dreams is still under the book that under my bucket list that compete in Japan.
Oh, lovely.
So compete in Japan with that the Asia Open definitely is one of the bucket lists. Go there, you know, getting smash again. So,
that would be unreal. And so that'll be put you 50 plus division. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, you know,
and that
Asia, they'll take care of themselves with each other. So let's do it.
Yeah, that'll be unreal.
I'm gonna be 50. I have the 50. I will be 50 with the face of 50.
Yeah.
The Asians is 50 with the face of 25. Asians never getting old. That's please, if anyone is listening to the podcast, it's a compliment for Asians. Okay, not to be discriminate anything. Okay, but you guys always look so young.
Oh, absolutely, bro. And do you know the kind of who you'll be kind of competing against? Is there any familiar faces?
No,
they've been around for a long time as well, like yourself.
No idea.
Doesn't matter.
But that's like probably fight for the next year, something like that.
Yep.
That's it. One of the plans. I mean, I have a busy schedule of my freelance consultant.
Yep.
Just to guys give you some idea, even that year that's still like influenced by COVID, I just finished my 50 clinic in this year.
In this year already?
The year is 50, in this year already. A year is a 52 weeks. I just finished my 50.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Damn. And have you just been doing?
I'm busy. I'm a very busy vagabond.
Yeah. Yeah. How have you gone with travel?
In the US? Say again?
How have you gone for travel to get around for all the clinics and stuff with, COVID conditions?
Oh, no, it's airplane. I live more in the airplane than I live in my own home.
Yep.
It's, up in the air lifestyle.
Yep.
Like US is completely open. You can fly everywhere. There is the CDC recommendations, but it's always a recommendation.
Yep.
It's not blocked at all. You can travel everywhere.
Oh, outstanding. Well, that's really good for you, bro. Do you remember?
That's good.
What was your first opportunity to travel for jiu-jitsu, if we were to rewind back a little bit?
Yeah, my first one was exactly when I got my black belt. It was 1996.
Yep.
That I traveled from the Rio de Janeiro to teach my first, back that time I used to call seminar.
Yep.
That I taught a seminar in Porto Alegre, that south part of Brazil.
Yep.
And that was me and my business partner, that was the founder of Axi BJJ group. That's name is Vinicius Campelo, Vini.
Yep.
So went over there, and we taught over there in Porto Alegre. It was the beginning of the south of jiu-jitsu over there. In that beginning, was to be able to generate people like Fabrício Verdun came from there, Márcio Corleta, like one of the older competitors, was Mario Reis.
Yep.
Had so many names came from the south part over there later on, and then I had the opportunity to put a little small seed on that as well.
Yep. That would have been pretty cool. Now you touched on working with Fabrício Verdun. What was that? How did that come about for you?
So, Fabrício Verdun, he was from the south, over there from the south. That he was training with one of the students that was my student.
Yep.
in the beginning with Márcio Corneta, and then he changed, Márcio Corneta changed for another different professor. It's completely good, no bad feelings at all. It's absolutely okay.
Yep.
Was with Silvio Berg, and then Fabrício Verdun became part of the Berg on his jiu-jitsu, and then he moved to Spain.
Yep.
That he was able to put this school over there. Long short story, in 2010, I was already living in Los Angeles.
Yep.
And then Fabrício was already recently also moved to Los Angeles to follow his coach, Rafael Cordeiro.
Yep.
But we already knew each other from Rio de Janeiro because Silvio Berg was always a good friend of ours. I always brought his team to train at Axi BJJ.
Yep.
Because we had a good mat, got a lot of people were there to do the final preparation for the Worlds, the Mundials that until 2007, before 2007 was still held in Brazil. In 2007 they became in the United States.
Yep.
So that he came into my gym, trained so many times. As we remet in Los Angeles, and he has a small gym, I was consultant. He approached me like say, I'd like you to know if you don't mind, I'd like to maybe get some privates with you in my business partner because to help us to develop our jiu-jitsu program, knowing how to teach. He always was a great teacher. And then I started work with him in that aspect. And then the way that I work in concepts. With the body mobility, based in natural posture, body mechanics. And I think that we would always share my ideas with him, was helping the class to be taught to his students, but also he was able to implement those movements on his training. Back at the time under the Affliction headquarters over there, that was in nearby Huntington Beach, Huntington Beach. And the things was working so well that he came back to me and said, man, those things have been helping a lot. So I'd like, if you don't mind, you can help me in my jiu-jitsu on my MMA.
Yep.
And the long short story that went to the moment that he invited me to be part of his group of the preparation when he fought against Emelianenko Fedor.
Yep.
And then we took about 9 months of their preparation, even before any contract was signed.
Yeah, wow.
And then I did a lot of research, studies about the Imperator Emelianenko Fedor. It's great.
Yep. Wow. And at that time, he was undefeated, wasn't he? Going
was undefeated. The first loss with Fabrício Verdun was his first loss.
Yeah. And he did it with a triangle from memory?
That's a good point. He was holding the triangle. And then if you see the video, you see the Fedor try to do what he was used to do that was work successful, try to stack, go through with his power. And then Verdun kind of like release a little bit, maintain the posture, the natural posture that we work to maintain the head, his shoulders down the mat, he shimmy the shoulders back to slide the power over there, he lock again. When he lock again, Verdun like hyperextend his arm a little bit as he was in the triangle. If Fedor tried to escape one side, to escape the other side, he felt stuck. He does one tap. He doesn't tap more than one. He does one tap with the right hand. When a fighter or a competitor does one tap, it's not because he's choke or one, it's a frustration that he cannot get out. Psychologically, when you do one tap, it's not because he's gonna pass out or the arm is gonna broke. No. It's the frustration. Man, I did everything that I could done. But I don't have no answer to get out of here.
That must have been a proud moment.
You can check it out later on. Check it out later on the video. You're gonna see that.
We will. That must have been a very proud moment for you to been a part of that camp, bro.
I know, absolutely. Exactly. Unique aspect, especially because, he was underdog. Yeah, he was underdog. Everybody was like, even the event of the strike force tried to say, we're going to use the name of Fabrice Verdun because he used to compete in pride, everything, to bring Edo in the United States. He bring he up to the United States, in the strike force to eventually be the biggest champion against anyone in terms of marketing of the champ of UFC.
Yep.
But man, fight's a fight, Never underestimate. So
never underestimate. That's exactly right, bro.
Never.
Going a little bit on your ability to travel. Obviously, COVID sort of squashed a little bit of international travel, but that must have been a really enjoyable part of your job, traveling around the world and getting to go everywhere. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. I doing as 1996 as I was back to the other question was my first travel.
Yep.
Over there in Brazil. My first international travel was 2005. That I went to Venezuela. No, in fact, it was 2004. And then from Venezuela in 2005, that was the first time that was visiting Europe.
Yep.
That's Italy, Belgium, Scandinavia as well, Sweden. And now it's been literally since 2005, is 16 years now that I'm constantly providing consultation to them, just share my insight. That it's very enjoyable because in terms of I like to travel.
Yep.
You really that was a good challenge for me to be out of my comfort zone because teaching in a different language, not on my mother language.
Yep.
And today I'm capable to teach in English, in Spanish, in French, in Italian.
Wow.
Also a little bit in German. Yeah.
Wow.
Not just English. So that was something that I really pushed that through because any teaching in anything, it's a communication. So it's about to sender and receiver, the back and forth. So be actively listening, how you'll be able to use some analogies based on the culture that you are, or maybe even based on the culture of you at. Maybe when I use some analogy, the analogy maybe doesn't make no sense, or could be even offend.
Yep.
Or someplace. So there is all that aspect.
Yep.
That's a good challenge. And the travel, it's nice, go there, but there is a bit difficult. I had so many flights cancellation.
Oh, yeah.
Rescheduled flights.
Yep.
People, let me ask you one thing for you guys. You guys traveling, do you guys check in bags?
Yeah.
You go international, do you check in bag?
Yep.
I don't check bag. It's always carrying on.
Really?
Because, yes, always carrying on. If I go overseas, always carry on. Why? Because if something happen on the flight, the first question the airlines ask to me, sir, have you checked bag? No. Oh, so we can change your seat right away. We can change your flight right away. If you check bag, you screw. That's my tip for anyone. You can travel light because you can find washing machines, dry machines to wash your clothes, dry your clothes. It's absolutely okay.
And you don't need too many tools for work. You just need your gi and a belt, mate, and you're good to go.
Oh, yes, absolutely. My gear, little things like that. That's good. Carry on.
Yep. That's a nice hot tip. What's one of your favorite countries you've had the opportunity to visit, or cities?
I'm a very, I've been living in the United States since 2007, and then I'm an American citizen as well, too.
Oh, cool.
And then because I travel a lot here in the United States, I really know this country very nice. I've been in such nice small cities.
Yep.
And that's my favorite thing like in small cities, not just United States, but I know Germany quite well. Italy, I know very, very well.
Yep.
A little bit Spain, Portugal, Scandinavia, in terms of Sweden, Norway, Finland, Denmark. And I tell something to you, man, the small cities to me, it's gets me, gets me, because it's such a very nice vibe, a little bit out of the big tourist attractions. Go there, visit, but be a little bit small cities is fantastic.
It'd be unreal. And I guess one of the nice side benefits is when you run the clinics, you've got the local knowledge of the coaches of that club or the students as well to take you out or show you around.
I break all through the walls because we go over there, teach the locals, and then I try to communicate them on their own language.
Yep.
Jiu-jitsu bring people together right away. So they always gonna have the students that come to me. Where do you stay, professor? I stay there. Okay, so do you like coffee? Okay, so check it out that local place. Oh, I like my beers.
Yep.
Oh, do you like beers? Yeah. And I say, show me the local beers, please. The craft ones. Okay, you should go there.
Yep.
Sorry, I tried to get the message over there out. Sorry.
That's all
so
right.
all those those local indications that a lot of times people Google or use the Yelp to nothing wrong, to get the reviews.
Yep.
I don't use those. I ask to the locals.
Just ask the locals on where to go.
Absolutely. It's cool, man. Ask to the locals.
That's unreal. And hopefully, I think for you, as soon as international travel opens up again, you'd like to be getting back to it, I imagine, yeah? Being able to get outside of America?
Yeah, no, last year I was able to travel. I've been in
really?
Ireland, Dublin. Yeah, I was in Italy. My daughter lives over there. I pull off like a little bit, mix it up of Jason Bourne and James Bond, but I made it twice.
Really?
From the United States to Europe. Oh, yes, I did.
Just smuggled in the cargo area, bro?
No, completely legal, man. Got my passport stamp.
Yep.
Welcome, sir.
Wow.
It's just that. Yeah, I did twice. And then I'm about to back to Europe now on May 4th, because tomorrow I'm going to get my second dose.
Yep.
The vaccine, and they're going to have the powerful card to show, hey, I'm vaccinated.
Yep.
I can go now. But matter of fact, I'm dying to do that because, as I said before, my daughter, that's my life. She's living in North of Italy in the past of 6 years.
Yep.
She's 11 years old now. I was with her over there before. Now I'm back to US to do my work. Now it's time to
spend some time
daddy-daughter time.
Yep. Does your daughter, does she do jits? Does she roll as well, bro?
She did a little bit, yeah. She did a little bit.
Yep.
As now she's in the age now in the COVID hit, so she's doing all the activities for gymnastics.
Yep.
But when I'm back over there, that I travel in Europe over there, usually like getting close to the summer, she's up school, she's with me.
Yep.
She's with me, so she's going to start like, as I teach, she's going to enjoy the clinic here as well, because now she's in the age that there is some kids, she can be over there and make friends everywhere. That's being a good point.
That's one of the cool things that that comes with jiu-jitsu, like that you do get quite close with everyone. You do get to know a lot of people, and build lots of friendships, which is pretty good. You must have them all around the world.
You guys train, right? You guys been trained?
Me, I have.
You guys train?
Obviously, Brando doesn't, and I keep trying to talk him into it.
I've never done any jits or martial arts before, but
man, you start sitting next to him, you start choking him. Go there.
Wait, I've actually
he's going to do it. The point is, as you put the hands on him, he has to do something. He does something, it's better start to learn something, my man.
Mate, I've even got I've got 9 mats at the back of this room here as well. I can throw down for him to have a bit of a roll.
Are you kidding me? Absolutely. So the point is, look, as you guys was asking, like the travels, everything. I travel quite a lot. I'm about to be 50. And then, being in the airports, people ask, what are we going? Yeah, I'm headed to Hong Kong. And then I do a very often consultant over there in Hong Kong. And the people, okay, what do you do? Consultant. Oh, consultant, which industry? Martial arts. And they look at me, what? Are you a fighter? I was like, sorry, which part of consultant that you didn't understand in the beginning? And then people start to be curious, like, oh man, what exactly that? I say, look, what I do to help people to understand jiu-jitsu as an art, that I came with there's some way that a definition to people, general people to understand is like the most dynamic way to meditate. Anywhere in life, people have your thoughts, you meditate something, maybe you try to read some book, you try to be in your own thoughts. In jiu-jitsu, you grapple with someone because you're so close. The hold, push, the weight on top of you. Your mind is going to be connected with your body. You cannot take your mind out of a body or body out of a mind because the contact the person has. But in a very dynamic way to meditate. So you got to start to having more consciousness in how you breathe in, what is your body angle is doing, how you're going to be able to use your tactics to perform some better time to do some sweep or pass guard, or the person not be able to try to choke you, or you try to protect, defend, or maybe you set up a trap. The person thinking that they're going to take the arm, but they will finish in the choke. So jiu-jitsu really helped to develop that neurologically, physically aspect in one way, not in two different ways. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I like to think it's also a good meditative tool because when you're getting squashed by someone, you can't really think about any of your other problems.
Oh my gosh. Look, my clinics, if I did some of those tests, because I'm very into the scientific aspects, especially like in the neurological aspect, and feel free to test that with some of your friends.
Yep.
Like every the person come in the clinic, they say, hey, could you tell me like what you did like 10 minutes ago? Like, okay, you saw email, you saw this, you did that. And then was described to me like what he did 10 minutes ago. And they put the person to roll. After like 3 minutes, they just keep it rolling and they ask, hey, could you tell me exactly what you did before the 10 minutes ago? The person not be able to tell me. The brain is so connected that it completely, not that the person forget.
Yep.
He didn't forget. The person forgot, but he cannot have the mind to focus in describing what he did when someone is active grappling field. Because as our body, the skin, that's the biggest organ, all your senses try to regulate based on the person holds you, and then your brain receives that information constantly with non-stop. So it's 100% focus, even if you're not a type of a focused person.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. And what's obviously you would have seen jits change a lot in your time. What's some of the big changes you've seen since you first started?
That's I've been doing quite some podcasts. People's being invited, and that's one of the very common question. People say, how you see the changes of jiu-jitsu? On my critical way to think, in my insight, I don't see change. I see expansion.
I like that.
In terms of change, I think some people like today, because you have way more access of information. Look at that. I mean, Thursday evening, you guys Friday morning, we're doing live podcast, share story. The information, it's all over. People has more accessibility of information. and then share more. But that doesn't mean that the things that people is doing today was doing in the 1930s,
Yep.
doing in the beginning of the 20th century, over there when Japan started to open the doors more for the West side. We cannot completely say they are not doing that because we don't have the how to prove.
There's no YouTube.
So it's kind of like to me, yeah, exactly. It's kind of like to me, like say, hey, look at me doing now. But as a human beings, as a Homo sapiens, our bodies being moved away already for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So I don't see much that how we change.
Yep.
I see a lot of expansion.
It must be exciting to see the expansion though. Like you said, it wasn't even that popular in Brazil when you first started to where it is today.
Exactly.
I think.
It's it's the how much you guys familiar with some physics concepts?
Not too much for me. Give us a lesson.
Not too much. Oh man, come on! I just want to share my my opinion. Don't let me trick you, okay? So, but in terms of, let's say, the physics aspect, it's pretty much like, our generation, we like know that our universe, it's keeping constantly doing what? Change or expand. The universe is keeping always moving in expansion. Since they're based on the Big Bang Theory, does that make sense? Is in there grow, expand, but not necessarily change. So I use that parameter as jiu-jitsu through the information. And there is a lot of creativity, for sure. A lot of more links or combinations. But I don't see much in the category of change.
I like how I think I like how you talk about it. Yeah, it's just expanding, getting bigger and better, pretty much, isn't it?
Exactly.
Absolutely. Where would you like to see it expand to? What would you like to see happen next for the community of jiu-jitsu?
Keep it going. It's journey. It's infinite. It's not about the end. It's about stay on the ride.
Yeah. I like that.
Stay on the ride.
And so like you said, you have plans to compete in a year or so. Where do you find time for yourself to train?
Oh man. All my clinics all over the world. You know, in my private lessons, train over there, doing, as I teach you, go visit the gyms that I come to teach a clinic, but I also go stop by to put my neck on the line, roll. I'm doing that for 35 years. And then trust me, I know how to tap. In 35 years, one thing I know is how to tap. Okay?
Yeah.
That protects me, and I keep going because, as a question before, it's not about the end. It stays on the ride.
Yeah, I think tapping is one of the smartest moves you can ever learn, perhaps.
Yeah, that's the first one. Doesn't in the adult expansion does exist a person that trains this art that never had tap, never have tapped before. That person haven't born yet.
Yep. Absolutely.
All of them. They're doing the jiu-jitsu, gi population. If you train, you tap.
Yeah, unreal. Do you watch or follow a bit of the UFC or the other mixed martial arts tournaments floating around?
Sometimes,
stuff, bro. Or?
Yeah, sometimes during the weekend. Sometimes, not looking too much to watch and be like sometimes teaching doing is like the weekend and after the clinic people like if let's go watch the event, come over here first. I go watch a little bit. That was good.
Yeah. Now
for example,
I remember
the last one that I watched, for example, was when the Amanda Nunes won against the title, and then she did the textbook, and then she was able to finish a triangle from the back.
Yep.
You guys watch there? And man, that's one of the most dominant position that you can have in any scenario, MMA, self-protection, jiu-jitsu with gear, jiu-jitsu with no gear,
Yep.
the triangle from the back, to me, it's like, if you get there, you can really be like, you completely dominate the person.
You can
Yeah,
create some damage.
1,000%.
Mhm.
We can practice that on these
We
mats
will
a bit
practice
later on.
after that.
Yeah, exactly.
We got his first lesson in jiu-jitsu. Now, when you've got an interesting nickname, and I don't want to try and pronounce it. Ratatino, is that right?
Ratinho.
Ratchino.
Ratinho. Like, think about, I'm going to give you a trick. Think about cappuccino,
Yep.
but it's ratinho.
Yeah. Now, how did that come about?
Let's
Where
say-
did you get that from?
Okay. Do you know what that means? That's in Portuguese. Do you know what that means in English?
Mouse or rat?
No? Yeah, it's little mouse.
Little mouse.
It's like the
yep.
Mickey Mouse, little mouse.
Yep.
So that nickname came before jiu-jitsu. I have a brother that's 4 years older than me.
Yep.
And then we are always together. He never trained before. We're very close friends. And then my brother, 4 years older than me. So all his friends was my friends too. Was kind of like the mascot.
Yep.
You know? And my brother, he used to have buck teeth.
Yep.
And I never had buck teeth.
Yep.
So because he had the buck teeth, he was the rat. I was the mascot. I was with him. I became what? The little rat. He was a mouse. That was, that's the story.
Yeah, wow. And that sort of stuck with you ever since from a young
I
age.
stuck even like in the jiu-jitsu over there. They came over there because in Brazil at that time, nobody knew the name of anybody. We knew the name of the person, but a little bit. It was always the skinny one,
Yep.
you know, the belly one,
Yeah.
all the nicknames, you know, because it was a bunch of friends.
Yeah, that's something I was going to ask because from memory, that's something's pretty popular, isn't it? Everyone has a nickname. There. And nobody has. No one's called by their real name.
Yeah, it's like it's a better Brazilian culture on that, not just in jiu-jitsu, but in so many sports. Like you see the football, the soccer.
Yep.
The greatest play in the whole history, you know, is Pelé. His name is not a Pelé. That's his nickname. And then go, you know, over. So many, you know, so many Brazilians, athletes, everything. You see, they always have a nickname.
Yeah. Unreal, bro. And now, man, you also talk a lot about the jiu-jitsu and your coaching using concepts as a method of teaching and for people to understand. You find that's an easier way to learn, I guess, because it's such a broad sport.
Yeah, it's not, I'm not saying that it's kind of like an easy way, but it was the way that I was over there teaching Brazil. Yeah, teaching Brazil many years, my own gym, everything. People like, you know, my students, that was like Eduardo, went to Australia. And then it's easy that you teach in one language for their group. Eventually have some new students. You teach over there. You let's put it away, that you start develop your own recipe and then keep using that recipe. When I start traveling international, it's completely like so many different people, different levels, and people that I never taught before. Also, another language.
Yeah.
So if I just go, hey, like type copy and paste, I do the movement, you guys copy and then paste. To go that way, to me never was like a satisfied way to do it. No, to me it was like, okay, I was always big, like, you know, in the body mobility, body mechanics, having the analogy of the simple movements that you do as we walk, run, swim, hold any heavy weight that your hands is down to your hips line to sustain a heavy weight. So you use those natural movements to people try to understand some techniques that can be applied on in the core of that concept.
Yep.
On that concept over there.
Yep.
So the concept, it's like in any scenario in jiu-jitsu that you are, try to be close enough of your natural posture. We stand up, your back is straight, arms is down, our legs not separate. To move our hips, we don't move our hips. Our hips is carried by your legs. When you turn your toes, we turn your toes one side, then your body turns. If you don't turn your toes, your body cannot turn. Right?
Yeah.
In a simple aspect, we take those things for granted. We didn't born in the way. We built that. When we were kids, baby, stand up. We learn how to. So when you be on jiu-jitsu on the ground, be on the bottom, do your guard, being on top, pass your guard, a lot of times people think about, okay, think about your hips. What is your hips? I say, to me, it's like, what about your toes? What is your toes? Because where your toes is going to point, your hips goes.
Yeah, that's pretty
So,
cool. Do you find
as an example, as a concept, you know?
And that must, from a coaching or clinic perspective, that must make it, like you said, a lot easier to be able to get the message across so many different languages and different classes and different things like that.
I tell you,
it simplifies too.
Yeah, but there is I mean, in my clinics, man, I mean, not always, let's put it away, like, that's the 50 clinic that I did today. In this year, only 10% was a place that I never taught before. Okay?
Wow.
So when I go on the 10%, like 5 places that I never taught before because they heard about me, okay, invite, I pass through, go there. It's always, man, a big bomb of confrontation because I use a certain vocabulary that they are not using in learning. And they say, okay, so what I'm doing is wrong. I say, no, what I'm doing is not wrong. That's your habit. What I'm trying to share with you that you can be able to recognize your habits, implement a new path of a habit to expand your knowledge. But that habit that I may tell you, it's about be aware. Like a lot of times, you not use your foot on the mat to move your hips. You want to have your foot in the air to allow to turn your toes, to turn your hips, to turn your spine, to turn your shoulders. And they go, but I learned the way. Good. But that's not the only way. Experiment that. How do you feel? Oh, yeah, I feel strong. Good. So don't just accept what I'm telling you. Be critical. Do you feel strong? Good. Oh, but that's harder to keep doing that because I have the habit. Now it's the challenge. If you put yourself out of your comfortable zone to implement a new habit, you're going to get in better.
Yeah. I like that. And I guess in your time, like you said, have you come across a few brink walls where people go, oh no, that sounds strange, that concept?
Oh yeah, no. The strange is the most thing. But as I say, look, I'm here for an hour and a half or 2 hours to share my insight. 35 years that I'm in the mat. Most time over there, I say, there is no one on the mat here that's been being choked more than me. Or being smashed more than me. So I know the difficulties. I still have the difficulties. But the 35 years of expertise was be able to help me to also to have a better efficiency in moving, reduce injury. I never had any major injury. I never had any surgery yet.
Unreal.
And I'm training consistent 35 years. It allows to save energy. To produce good movements with the minimum spend of energy. That does not mean that you're not power, you're not using force. It's using force with the minimum spend of energy. And the people, oh, well, that's strange, everything, and they feel. Yeah. Sometimes the ones that kind of like refuse, but the ones that's more open, when they see the good result, the ones that was open, the refuse ones are like, oh man, I think I should learn that. You know. But at the end of the day, it's like I go there to share my insight.
Yep.
Take or leave.
So I'll always remember I did have the opportunity to roll with you. I did a private with you when you were here in Brisbane, teaching the class with Eduardo a long time ago now. And I do remember when we rolled, the way you moved was effortlessly, would be the best way to explain it. And minimal energy output. And I'm a bigger guy. And you moved me where you wanted me to be without any effort, essentially. And I remember I was pooped at the end of that. And you were just ready for the next person who was on the hour after me.
Thank you, appreciate that. And it's interesting that when you said effort, because I just did my 2 DVD with BJJ fanatics, and then when I was doing, they was asking, oh man, how we can call that? And then was explained the way they use exactly their name, effortless.
Yep.
And they're now becoming they're like the effortless series. I have the first one, the effortless God Pace.
Yep.
The second one, it's effortless God Rotation and Pin Escapes.
Yep.
So one's from the top, the other one's from the bottom.
Uh-huh.
But it's interesting when you said that. It's
yeah, I'll always remember, man. And then like I was probably private number 5 for the morning, and there was probably still a few more to go for the rest of the day. And I was cooked, and everyone else before me was buggered, and everyone after me was buggered, and you weren't even sweating.
No. This year was 2014.
Yeah, I think so. It's a while ago now.
Around that, right?
Yeah,
2014.
Yeah.
So, kind of like almost 6-7 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I was already over 40, 43 years old. I was over there, 42, 43.
And I still remember, you taught like a side mount concept, I think we could call it, with a series of attacks.
Side mount,
to this day, I still use those.
You still use?
Absolutely. And I would
see,
say it's probably one of my favorite positions when I can get to it.
You see, the question that you guys was asking me about that, oh, it's easy. No, it was a challenge, you know. You saw it there, you saw that was strange at the time. And it's completely be skeptical. You say, oh, really? It's working that way? Really? And then you try. And that curiosity, you start like, get a better timing, put yourself out of the comfort zone. You feel, and as you said with your own words, you are still using that today.
Absolutely, bro.
Now, how good. Pass through it. So to the others.
Absolutely. Now, Mr. Octavio, we have for you to wrap things up today 10 very important questions. They are very random. Some are strange, and it is just literally the first thing that comes into your head. Are you ready?
All right.
What word comes next? Apple, banana, house, or ape?
What comes next? Apple, banana, house, what?
Ape. Ape.
Ape. Ape.
What word is next?
What is next?
Yeah, your choice.
One of those. I'm not understanding the question. Like I have to choose one of those, or I have
to choose any word in the world. What word comes to your mind? What's the first thing that comes into your head?
In that sequence? Yes. I have to choose one of those.
Any word in the world.
Man, I'm sorry. I'm lost in that under my ignorance. Let's put it there. Ignorance. That's the word that came to my mind. Ignorance.
What motivates you to work hard?
Oh, that's an easy one. It's my daughter. Yeah. She's 11 years old. She's my life.
I love it. Who was your hero?
My hero? That's a good question. My father and my mother.
Lovely.
My mother and my father.
Now
My
it's
father passed away.
yeah. Now it's karaoke night. What is going to be your favorite song to sing?
Karaoke favorite song to sing? That's easy. Is the singer Tracy Chapman.
Oh,
Have you heard about Tracy Chapman?
Yeah.
And the song is Mountain Things.
oh, sick. What? Oh, we already know the answer to this, but I'll ask it anyway. What was your nickname as a kid? Rachino.
Say again. Oh, I like that. Hachino.
Did I get
It's
it?
It's like Al Pacino, Hachino.
How many pillows do you
Hachino.
sleep with at night time?
How many kilos I sleep?
Pillows,
What?
pillows.
How many kilos of pillows?
Yeah, how many pillows? 2 pillows, 3 pillows, 4
Two
pillows?
Two pillows.
pillows.
One between my legs, the other one
He
on
gets
my
it.
head.
He gets
He
it.
gets it. That's comfort. That's comfort.
How long does it take you to get ready in the morning?
Oh, I wake up, go to the restaurant, do what I have to do, number one, number two, back on the bed, then do my breathing session based on the Wim Hof.
Oh,
Do my
yes.
breathing
He gets
session.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, 30, 45 minutes, sometimes even 1 hour. And then after that, get up and get in my coffee. Otherwise, don't talk to me.
Yeah, I like it. Who was your first famous crush as a young man?
Oh my gosh, I hope that she's gonna see that. My first was a friend of my sister. Her name is Mariana.
Mariana.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah, I started very early. I was in the kindergarten. Was my teacher.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, I still remember the name, Laura.
Oh, who
I
knows
was
you
in
the
kindergarten.
kindergarten, Laura? Who knows you the best?
Laura. Who knows what?
Who knows you the best out of anybody in the world?
My mother.
Nice. And now you found a genie in a bottle. What are you going to wish for?
Genie in a bottle. See, you guys doing the English expression. I have no idea what that means.
So you get to wish
What is
for
that?
3 things.
I
What
don't know.
3
Okay,
things?
genie. Okay, genie in the bottle. I got it. Three wishes. Okay. First one, that I wish my daughter have happiness in the life. The life's gonna be good for her.
Yep.
Second one, I wish the world be better.
Yep.
Better. And the third one, I wish that as a human beings, Homo sapiens, understand that if we see our planet from out of the space, we don't see no borders. There is no borders when you see the planet Earth from out of space.
Yep.
So
Unreal.
I wish that we got us smart enough that it's one planet, we are one species, Homo sapiens, and there is no borders.
Well,
That's
I
my
like it.
wish.
That's 3 good wishes.
That is 3 very good wishes. Mate,
Appreciate.
for people wanting to reach out to yourself, where can they find you? Can they reach out on Instagram, Facebook? What's the easiest way?
Instagram, yeah,
Yep.
Instagram and Facebook. In Instagram, like if people try to reach me out over there, please don't get offended because I have some follows, but I don't follow nobody. And then people say, why you don't follow nobody? I say, I'm doing experiments,
Yeah.
Follow me if you want, but I don't follow nobody.
Yep.
So Instagram, by my name, Octavio, 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 Couto, Couto. That's Instagram, that's Facebook. And if you put YouTube, you're gonna see videos of my clinics, free available, BJJ Fanaticus.
Yeah, we'll put all those links in the show notes for you, so people can reach out and get in touch.
Awesome. Thanks very
Get
much.
in touch is through Facebook, through the Messenger, Instagram, and that's the first approach. I always checking that constantly because my work, And then from there, can go for phone number, WhatsApp.
Yep.
Yeah. Easy, mate. We'll chuck it all up. Thank you so much for your time yesterday.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank
Enjoy
you for your time
Friday.
yesterday.
Happy Friday. Man, let me tell you guys, the past stays in the past. And it's still good. Okay. But I hope the future.
The future is good
All
too,
right.
bro. The future is now.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Take
Octavio.
care.
See you, bro.
Cheers.
Bye,
Thank
mate.
you so much. Bye-bye.